This episode is brought to you by Orgain. Orgain creatine monohydrate helps improve muscle size, strength, and power when combined with a regular exercise and weight training routine. It supports brain health, and it's certified with informed choice, so you can compete with confidence. Studies show that creatine may support brain health in vegetarians and aging individuals. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Thumbtack presents Tile Trouble. Every single time I use my sink, I make eye contact with the uneven grout on my kitchen backsplash. The crooked corners eye me, and I'm haunted by more tiling questions than I thought possible. What kind of pro can fix a backsplash? Can I replace one cracked tile, or should I replace them all? What if I just use Thumbtack? I can hire top-rated pros, read reviews, and compare prices with a tap, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Bike's sputtering on me.
Nah, that's not what you want on a cross-country trip.
Yeah, you're telling me. Looks like my journey ends here.
No, mate, you ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll fix your bike right up. Where you headed, anyways?
Oh, I'm going to Cromhenge. You ever been?
No, I can't say I have.
It's like Stonehenge, but shiny.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
The eclipse may have darkened the skies, but homeboy Brummie Matt Hudson Smith lit up the Alexander Stadium in style. I'm Michael, and I'm at the European Athletics Championships in Birmingham.
And I'm John, and I too have been in Birmingham as the UK stages the championships for the first time ever in athletics.
So we round up the news from the championships, where there is another gold in the men's 400 metres for history-making Hudson Smith, and a silver summer continues for Emily Newnham.
This is Anything But Footy at the European Athletics Championships.
Well, what a night for Matthew Hudson Smith, an emotional night for him as well, of course. This was the track where, as a Birchfield Harrier, he was spotted and started running at the age of 10. He was just trying to increase his speed as a young footballer at the time, and yet running past that stand, which is named in his honour, huge amount of friends and family there watching him last night as well. And I think he basically put any doubts to bed, didn't he? And there'd been a little bit of sort of play acting and kidology. He said he'd been driven on by the fact that he'd woken up in the morning and a few people were suggesting that he might have a bit of an injury, be carrying a bit of a hamstring injury. And I think that came about because he tightened up considerably in his semi-final, and then he kind of just ran straight off, didn't stay and stick around and do any interviews. And I thought it was quite good how he feigned a bit of injury at the end. He gave his little thigh a rub, didn't he? His hamstring a rub, and obviously looked up at the TV cameras and the journalists to say, "No, I'm absolutely fine."
Yeah, it was a great performance from him. He blasted out, didn't he? And he was so far ahead by the time he hit the 300-metre mark, the home straight, having just run, as you say, past the Matthew Hudson Smith stand, which was slightly fuller than the night before, but still hasn't really caught a light. But I think last night, certainly for the home fans, Matthew Hudson Smith delivered, and he held on. And that's what we've seen. We haven't seen that in the last 100 metres in the Paris final, in obviously the World Championships last year. He admitted he was injured and just had become a father as well. So late nights were affecting him slightly. But he held on ahead of the French and the Dutch. And of course, you're right. He was laughing at the semi-final coverage. That's what he said. You know, we said it yesterday. The Dutchman had to run a PB just to beat him in the semi-final, and he won the silver and the bronze, French silver and the Dutch getting the bronze. But it was all about Matthew Hudson Smith, the most decorated British male ever in these championships, now ahead of Roger Black and Sir Mo Farah as well. And he did that Pat Cash moment, didn't he? He climbed up. The TV cameras were like, "Where's he going?" And it's like, well, it's clearly where he's going. He stopped halfway round the 200-metre bend to go to his stand.
Yeah, he obviously went in. As I said, there were lots of sort of friends and family there. He said afterwards, when we spoke to him, we were asking him, you know, who was there supporting. He said he didn't really know. He kind of stays clear of that. He said he didn't even know if his daughter was there last night, but obviously he did spot some people in the crowd. And the other joke that he made at the end, which I think a lot of people are taking a little bit more seriously than it was intended, was that he wants to become the mayor of Birmingham. And And at the moment, I think obviously last night he probably did feel like he could do absolutely anything after storming around that track. He's still got relays to come, and he wants to win relay medal or relay medals potentially. Relay medal for Martin Rooney as well. He's got other things in his sights this season with the Diamond League final, and he wants to be at the Ultimate World Championships in Budapest as well. So, yeah, I think he's really using that European Championship gold as opposed to that being like the climax, the end of the season, as the launch pad for him for what else he's going to try and go and do a couple of bigger ambitions so far this year.
Yeah, we'll hear from him in a second, but I heard your interview with him for TalkSport, and he's talking about what the season to come, and I was a bit like, "Isn't this the pinnacle?" And you're right. What he wants is more. He wants that, and it looks like, it sounds like he wants to go to LA, and he wants to get that Olympic gold medal. And of course, if he wins relay medals here, he will become the most decorated European athlete, won't he? Because he will take Christophe Lemaitre, the French athlete's record. He equaled it last night with 8 medals. Third European 400-meter champion title individually. But if he wins a relay medal, he will win 9 medals, 10 medals. Could be even more.
It'll be a battle with Dina Asher-Smith because obviously she's got the 200 meters to come, which she's won before. She's also, I think, there with 8 medals in total.
Yeah.
And then obviously she's got relay chances as well with a mixed 4x1 potentially, and the 4x1, the women's 4x1. So yeah, the two of them may be driving each other on a little bit.
Well, let's hear from Matthew Hudson Smith, who spoke in the mix zone afterwards.
At the end of the day, everyone's trying to build a story. I probably didn't help it that I went through the mix zone, but we were just trying to get ready for the final. So that's on me. I know I'm not the most vocal on social media. I know that I need to start, vocalizing my story and everything. So I'm going to start trying to do that. It's very hard to do both. You either want to be the best on the track or best on social media. I'm not like Noah. Noah, my good friend, he's good at both. That's not me. So I'm trying to get there. And I will get there, but right now, I'm just focused. Have you seen how many 43 runners I run against every damn week? You know how insane that is. I remember back in the day, there's only 2. Now everyone's running 43. It's just like second nature. So come on, man. I'm 31. These 22-year-olds are running 43 every damn week. I got to compete against these. So, I'm just focusing on the track, and I'll let my personality show more and more and more. So we'll just go from there, really. And the story's not written. Story's not finished. Got the relay. Got another 2 years, and we'll go from there. But I think this is my last European Championships, and closing it in Birmingham. It's written, and I'm happy. I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry I missed all the big moments. I do this for you. One day you'll understand that I'm not always gonna be there, but I did all this so you could set up your future. This is you'll understand one day that I had to make a lot of sacrifices for you to live the life that you deserve, and I hope that I'll keep going, and honestly, you'll have everything that I never had, and you're going to be a spoiled kid, man. You're going to be a spoiled kid.
So Matthew Hudson Smith, or a Matthew Huddle Smith, depending on how you want to look at that. And as you say, it's a moment. And I think he made a mistake in 2022, and he admitted that, and he got caught up in some of the hoo-ha and the emotion of it. And you said when he ran off after the semi-final, the fact he didn't talk. Actually, this was his way of dealing with it. And then you can have the emotion. And I think he saw your mate Christine Arugu afterwards, who's been mentoring him and the like. And that's when you want the emotion, isn't it? After the event, after you've won the gold medal, after you've become the champion.
Yeah, I mean, I told the story, didn't I, the other day, how he did just stop at the end of that interview zone to watch the other semi-finals after his. And I was just stood next to him. We were both just watching them on a monitor. He doesn't need to stop and speak to people. And as I said on the radio this morning on TalkSport, this is what happens sometimes when athletes don't stop and speak to us. We start sort of filling the gaps in ourselves, and perhaps we shouldn't. I saw that at the Winter Olympics with Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. I told that story before, and I think it happened again last night. But no. anyone that was writing any Matthew Hudson Smith story yesterday or broadcasting any Matthew Hudson Smith story yesterday, they got the result. They got the ending that they wanted. I don't think there were any hasty rewrites in the stands last night. And of course, it was one of two medals last night.
It was. I was going to say we don't have to fill in any gaps for Emily Newnham because she has continued her silver successful summer. The Commonwealth Games silver medalist, under 23 European champion, World Championships last year. Now she's a double silver medalist in the elite athletics Commonwealth Games silver. And a 400-meter hurdles, European silver as well. Another storming last 50 meters from her, where she came from 5th to 2nd, and a personal best for Emily as well. And also a shout out for her mum as well, who unfortunately is in hospital and has a brain tumour at the moment. So she is going through a heck of a lot. She's had a brilliant summer, and many congratulations to her. And we will just watch her grow. I think, this is a brand new event. She's told us this many times in interviews. She's learning how to do the hurdles. She could be as big as Sally Gunnell in years to come.
And also in that race, we had another Great Britain and Northern Ireland athlete, Lina Nielsen, who finished 6th. And afterwards, I spoke to her. Lina, just tell us, first of all, how you're feeling after that.
I can't be too upset. I came in ranked 14th, so to finish 6th is a good place to be. Although I can't help but feel like I was robbed a little bit of a better performance tonight. I was the only one in that final to have done the heats. Didn't get a lot of opportunity that the other girls had to race in really good meets to get into the top 12. So yeah, it's just a bit disheartening to know that everyone ran their best on the second run, but my second run was a semi.
Yeah, it feels very unfair for those of you that have got to come in the morning.
Yeah, and to go back-to-back heats and semis, that was within 24 hours. So 2 races within 24 hours is quite tough. And then, a good short turnaround to the final. It was telling in the home straight. I didn't have the strength that everyone else had, and it's, a bit upsetting. But I, again, can't be too disheartened. I did come in ranked 14th, so 6th is a good place to finish.
What's your message to the organisers then, that they need to look at this for future champs?
I think so. I also think it robs a lot of the top 12 as well. Not all 12 will make the final. I took someone's spot there. So they also come to these championships only having one run, which is not what a championship should be at all.
For you, though, to come to this week and have a good week, be fit, be healthy, what do you take from that?
It's a good stepping stone. I had a tough year last year. And also, to be fair, a tough start to the season. So we're moving in the right direction. It's just a little bit too late.
We'll get a chance, obviously, for you to go back, reflect on it and consider what you've done this week.
Yeah, and we've also got the relays, so there's that to look forward to as well.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
And we've talked a lot, Michael, about in this episode about celebrations, the gold for Matthew Hudson Smith, the silver for Emily Newnham. But Lina Nielsen there talking about her frustrations. Yeah, she'll look back eventually and go, I did well. But it isn't fair. We talked about it in Glasgow. We've talked about it in the opening episode of these championships. Running rounds and a semi-final and then a final. Everybody should do it, not just some people.
Yeah, that's definitely the feeling, I think, amongst everyone I speak to. I mean, I'm sort of working alongside the likes of Adam Jabili, Ashley Nelson, who, of course, were sprinters in their competitive career. They both think it's unfair that some people will get to the final where they've only had to run a semi-final and a final, and some, like Lina, will have had to run a heat, a semi-final and a final. I think that showed. I think she said there in that interview, just didn't have that strength, didn't have that energy coming down that last 100 metres. The bigger picture for Lina, as we know, she's an athlete like her sister who lives with multiple sclerosis. So for her, more than anyone really, coming to a championships feeling fit and healthy is a harder thing to do. And she has had issues in the past where she has had a flare-up with her MS and has therefore arrived not in the best of form at championships. The fact that she's arrived here, she's fit, she's healthy, and she might still, of course, take part in relays later on in the championships as well. I hope she takes a lot from the fact that she got here. She ran a brilliant heat. She ran a PB in her semi-final. And I think, as we said, if it wasn't for the way that the rules have been set up here in the format of the competition, I really do think she could have got a medal. So I'm just hopeful that, in hindsight, when she's on the beach at the end of this season, she thinks, well, at least I got to that home championships as good as I could have been.
Because your mate Keely Hodgkinson's in action later in the semi-final. She's already run a round, and now she's got a semi-final, and now she's got a final. So again, the sprint, even we talked about it the other day, the field events, seem different from the track events, but actually the track events, it's just the sprinters who are not running all the rounds. Everybody else is being forced to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you imagine that Keely Hodgkinson had to run the first round semi-finals and the final, but Audrey Vero or Femke Burders-Ball had only had the semi-final and the final, it's a significant advantage, I think. It's a significant advantage. And yeah, everyone is just saying it's not fair. World Athletics are trying things. You know, the other thing that's been sort of experimented with recently is the fact that it's not necessarily the first past the post that go through. They will pick the 12 fastest qualifiers across, say, the 3 heats or the 3 semi-finals. That's a new initiative as well. You know, I'm all for innovation in the sport, but hopefully the feedback from this innovation will be that people don't like it, the athletes don't like it, the coaches don't like it, and we'll revert back to where we were, where you come to a championship, everyone is on an equal playing field and has to run the same number of races.
Quick other headlines from night 3. A personal best for Sam Bennett, reaching the final of the 110-metre hurdles. He won a silver, of course, in the Commonwealth Games. Didn't quite work in the final for him. He hit a hurdle a bit like Marcia the other night in the interview we did in the last episode. He's had another great summer, though, having had a lot of injuries. So Emily Newnham, Sam Bennett, lots of new names to keep an eye on. Max Bergen, Ben Patterson into the men's 800-metre final, which takes place later. They, of course, like Keely, have been running rounds in semi-finals. Bergen not very well during the Commonwealths. Finally, we're looking at maybe seeing him win a major medal. Mark English, though, the Irish athlete, broke the championship record from 1978 in the semi-final. So one to watch for him tonight. And then we've got the 200-metre final tonight as well. And we saw 3 Brits in action and an Irish woman as well last night, Michael. Just a quick word on that.
Yeah, it could be a big night tonight for Ireland, actually, with Mark English in that 800 metres and Adeleke of Ireland as well looked really good in the 200 metres. I watched that race, stood next to a lot of the Irish delegation. I said before on the podcast, there's a huge amount of Irish fans here. And I was watching alongside the head of delegation, and they were very impressed with Adeleke's run. It's going to be intriguing, that one, because you've got Amy Hunt, you've got Dina Asher-Smith, you've got Success Edawan. Success Edawan, remember, was the British champion at the UK Champs in Birmingham over 200 metres. So she is the one, if you like, in this country who a couple of months ago was the best in the land. But when you look at the way Amy Hunt is running, and actually the way Dina Asher-Smith ran her semi-final, I'm not sure that she's going to be the number 1 British athlete over 200 metres come later on tonight. But there could be a couple of medals up for grabs for Ireland. They're targeting, I think I said before, 3 or 4 at these championships. They're yet to get off the mark, but Great Britain and Northern Ireland are top of the medal table.
They are 3 golds, 3 silver, 6 in total. So we've won the most golds and the most medals so far. We're doing an Australia at the Commonwealth Games at the moment. We're winning everything. Let's not get too carried away, but it's certainly been a great 3 days so far. Italy currently second, having staged it a couple of years ago. 2 golds, 5 medals, and the Netherlands 2 golds, 5 medals as well. But as Michael said, a big few nights to come, plenty more to come at these European Athletics Championships, and let's just hope the crowds continue to come as well.
Yep, this is Anything But Footy in Birmingham for the European Athletics Championships. Don't forget, you can keep an eye across our socials through the day and every night as well, keeping you up to date there. And you can also, of course, hear our daily podcast from Birmingham too. Anything But Footy, looking ahead to LA and all over the French Alps.